Hi, I'm Tim, and this is Linda, and welcome back to another episode of Learn to Cook with Linda. What are we going to be making today, Linda?
Well, today we're going to make recipes with puff pastry sheets, which you can find in the freezer section of the grocery store and have them on hand for just about any time.
Awesome.
What I love about them. It's very versatile. We're going to make 3 recipes using puff pastry. The first one's going to be ham and cheese pinwheels, which are easy to make and delicious. The second one is an asparagus tart, which looks complicated, but it's not. And the third one is going to be a sweet one with Nutella stuffing in the puff pastry.
Sounds delicious.
So all of these use this puff pastry, which you can find in the freezer section of the grocery store, and keep it in the freezer on hand and just take it out and thaw it and make stuff. So there are 2 sheets in this package,
awesome.
And they're in little sections, like 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. So we always want to make sure that we're sealing together these seams. And we like to roll them out if you have something to do that with.
Okay.
So we're just gonna, I've greased this cookie sheet, and we're just gonna push this together like this and stretch it. Otherwise, we use a rolling pin.
All right.
Or a bottle or something like that. Okay, now let's put this over on the cutting board because we've lightly floured the cutting board and there's a little bit more flour here for you. You can sprinkle some on. That's great. And then we're going to just brush it with a little bit of mustard. This is stone ground mustard. You could use Dijon. You could use honey mustard for a twist.
Perfect.
Okay. Just one thin layer.
All right.
Now this is just one version of the pinwheels. You can do a lot of different things with this recipe.
How does that look?
Great.
All right. What's next?
So next we're going to put the cheese in a thin, just make a uniform layer of the cheese. You can overlap if you need to.
Okay.
This is provolone cheese that we're using, but you can use cheddar or any other type of cheese. Some people use goat cheese. That looks great. Okay, next we're going to put a thin layer of ham.
All right.
My favorite ham is Black Forest ham because it's got a smoky flavor. Okay, ready for the fun?
All right.
Now, we're going to tightly roll it like a jelly roll.
Like this?
Yes.
Perfect.
See how stretchy that dough is?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, now take your chef's knife and carefully slice it into about 1/2-inch pieces.
All right.
And we're going to put them right onto this greased cookie sheet. See where we're going with this?
I do.
Well, I like using these for party food. And because you can keep the puff pastry in the freezer, you can pretty much pull it out and if people drop by, make something yummy to eat. It's also really good next to a salad.
Are we just gonna?
Yeah, we're going to make these into like circles
All right.
here. And the pastry, like it says, puffs. And so that all that room will be taken up. Give them a little bit of space.
A little bit more? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Are they gonna expand a lot?
Yes.
All right.
You give them space as if you were making cookies.
Okay. I like that. It's a good way to think about it. Depends on whose opinion.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right.
so these are ready to go into the oven. It's been preheated to 350.
That was
And
it?
That's it.
That was easy.
And we're going to take a look at them in about 10 minutes. Let them cook around 15, but we'll start watching them at 10.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
great. Get them popped in.
Okay, Tim, let's pull those pinwheels out and give them a little egg wash. I'll show you how to do it.
Awesome.
All right, so you see how they're browning on the bottom,
Yep.
but they need a little bit more browning on the top. So for the egg wash, we're going to beat this single egg,
Okay.
and then we're going to add some water to it. That's why it's called an egg wash. And it's for the purpose of browning the dough.
All right.
That's fine. And we're just going to add a little smidge of water. Little. Great. Mix that in. Makes it nice and light.
All right.
Okay, and then we just want to lightly brush these on the top. I like to put the egg wash before we put them in the oven, but we didn't. But now it's fine.
That smells so good, Linda.
You see how these could be nice next to a salad for lunch? Okay, so let's pop those back in.
All right.
Let them brown for a few minutes and they'll be ready.
All right. Look at that, a nice golden brown.
Aren't they beautiful?
Those
And
smell
bubbly.
so good. Move that out of the way. All right. What's next?
Well, now we should put them on a plate.
All right.
Okay. Maybe 3. One more. Okay,
There we go.
there we have it. Look at this. Aren't these beautiful?
Those are.
And they smell so good. Yes. Okay, Tim, for our next puff pastry recipe, we're going to make an asparagus tart.
Awesome.
And so the first step, we're going to cook it a little bit first, then add the filling and the asparagus, and then it'll be done.
Awesome.
So we have something that we're being creative with to roll it out with. So it's about this big rectangle. See how easily that rolls?
Yeah, it spreads right on
Yep.
out.
I also had greased this pan, which makes it easier.
And normally we would want to use a roller, but in our case we did not have one, so
Yeah, most people don't, so it's good to be creative.
perfect.
There's always a way.
How does that look?
I think it looks good, but I would like to see it a little bit more uniform.
Okay. Is that looking better?
That's looking pretty good.
Awesome.
Always try to make sure we don't leave seams, these 3 seams from the being folded. There, nice, good job. Okay, now we're gonna score it with a small sharp knife, paring knife, and we're not
What
gonna,
does that mean?
to score it,
Yeah.
we're marking it, but we're not cutting it.
Okay.
And so, because what'll happen is the filling will go in the middle, which will push down after it cooks, and we'll have a nice puffy edge. So we want it to look like a picture frame,
Okay. Gotcha. And how wide should that be?
maybe an inch.
About an inch?
Don't cut all the way through.
I'm not.
This is a really good example of how to make shapes with puff pastry and the way it behaves, because it's an unusual dough. Okay,
How's that look?
great. Now we're gonna pop it in the oven for just a few minutes till it starts to puff up.
Okay.
And then we're gonna bring it back out and put the filling in with the asparagus, and then we'll do an egg wash on the rest of the dough so it gets nice and brown.
Awesome.
Okay.
And Linda, how long did you say that we were going to leave that in for?
We're gonna leave it in for about 10 minutes.
All right. Sounds great. All right. How does that look, Linda? Does that look ready?
It's perfect.
All right. I'll pull that out.
Okay. We'll just use this egg wash for this as well. Now, we're going to push down. See this middle part? See how it got puffy there? We're going to push the middle down like this. So we're just pressing it down. See how that edge looks so nice.
Yeah. It's a nice border.
Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to make a little custard. So we
Okay.
have 3 eggs that we've beaten, and we're going to put some of the cream in.
Into the egg?
Yeah, so this is a 2-cup measure, so we're going to make about 1.5 cups altogether. It doesn't have to be exact. That's perfect right there.
Awesome.
And we want to add some fresh ground pepper and Italian seasoning,
All right.
and then mix it up.
All right.
It's a little tiny mixer.
With the baby whisk.
Yeah. We may not use all of it because we don't want it to go spilling over the side. In fact, I'm going to put this edge up just a little bit. And now I'll
All
just
right.
gently pour it on.
Okay.
Nice job. See how that frame around it holds it in?
Yeah, it's like a wall.
Excellent. That's perfect.
Awesome. What's next?
Next, you're going to take the microplane and the Parmesan cheese and give it a coating.
All right.
This is why we're not putting salt in this dish, because the Parmesan cheese is salty. Okay,
Does that look good?
it looks great.
All right.
And now we're going to take these asparagus. So I roasted these asparagus in some olive oil just to get them a little bit softer, because this will cook faster than they would.
Okay.
So we're going to line them up. Or you can make any pattern you'd like.
Edge to edge.
Yes,
All right. We do have quite a few.
we do. See how pretty this is looking already? It almost looks like a little forest. And if you wanted to do something like that, like make this look like grass, you could put a few slices of tomato.
Build a background.
Yeah. You know what's really good on this is caramelized onions that you cook
that would be
slowly
good.
and for a while, and the onion caramelizes and it gives a little sweetness to it. When we serve this, we're going to be cutting it into squares. So it really doesn't matter what direction the asparagus are going in. We're being very creative.
Just trying to make sure I get it covered.
Too. And we'll do one
How's
more
that?
coat. See how nice and shiny it is because of the olive oil. One more coat of Parmesan cheese.
All right.
That'll melt right in.
Do you have to do egg wash for this one?
Okay, so remember the egg wash that we made with an egg and some water added to it?
Yep.
So we want to brush the frame with the egg wash so it gets nice and brown.
Okay.
See how easy this is?
Yeah.
Doesn't it look nice?
All right.
Okay. Okay, we're ready to put this in for 10 to 15 minutes.
All right.
Ooh,
Look at that.
look at that. See how easy that was, but doesn't it look so nice?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's
All right.
starting to fall. Watch it.
Yeah, it's settling.
Yes.
How long do we need to let that sit for?
I'd give it about 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Not too long.
No. Okay, so now that we've let this settle, we're ready to cut it into pieces.
Awesome.
So take your chef's knife. I think the pan's still hot, so I'll hold it steady.
I don't want to separate.
Oh. I think you could just go like that. You can rock it back and forth using that. There you go. Maybe we'll just take this piece right here. Let me show you how I would use that knife to maybe stop these asparagus from running around. I would use it like you're cutting a pizza, like that. Okay. And there you have it. This is how you make a tart using puff pastry, and in this case we used asparagus, but you could pretty much use anything.
Awesome.
Okay, so this is our sweet recipe with puff pastry.
Awesome.
And we're going to use Nutella. And so the first thing we want to do is take our puff pastry and roll it out. And since we don't have we're improvising because we don't have a rolling pin. And so, and then so we want to roll it out nice and thin.
Okay.
And then we're going to cut it into pieces and stuff each piece with Nutella.
Awesome.
You're doing a good job. I actually think this can works better than a rolling pin.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
Well, sometimes dough gets stuck around a rolling pin.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to stick to the aluminum.
I know.
How's that looking?
I rolled this out a little bit more.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to cut it into squares, about 2 inches by 2 inches. Like
Okay.
maybe 3. We'll make it bigger, these. So you can almost follow the seams.
Okay.
Okay.
So would you say I'm cutting it into like 4 across and 3 wide?
I would do little ones because we're going to fold them over the Nutella. So we'll need like 2 or 3 inches
Okay.
squares.
Gotcha.
Okay. And some people call this Nutella, but we pronounce it Nutella, according to the Italian guy on Google.
How's
Excellent.
that?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Now we're going to make little turnovers. And I just need that little knife right there. Okay, so you'll see how I open this halfway. And there's a reason for it, because if I need to measure something and be consistent with my measurements, I can just scrape it against here, and it's a perfect measure. But we don't really need to do that today. It's just good to know. I'm putting, this is a half teaspoon, so I'm putting about a half teaspoon on each one. It does not have to be perfect. Then we're going to seal them up. Gooey. So you don't just have to do this with Nutella. You can make little turnovers out of anything. Jam, jelly. It's a little tedious, but it's worth it. Okay, last one. Okay, now you've noticed I have some water here. So I'm going to stretch these a little bit and put some water around the edges to help seal them. They look like little ravioli. You could even take a glass, a little round glass, and you could cut circles if you wanted to. I don't think the shape really matters because it's what's inside of them. It's so good. So if you did these, for instance, with jam or jelly, you could make these little treats at a brunch. Trying to make sure they seal. There. So we greased this pan, which is what made the puff pastry roll out so nicely. And you're only using one cookie sheet for this recipe.
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Simple. There's a lot on here. I'm going to stretch this a little bit so I can cover it all. Okay, almost done. And then we'll give them an egg wash again.
Awesome.
It's a great way to get them nice and golden brown. Oops. I think for these size squares, about a half of a teaspoon is just about right. This might have a little too much. Because you see, I can't get the dough around that much. And again, I'm going to stretch this a little bit and then seal it. Okay, Tim, it's time for the egg wash.
All right.
Do you want to pass that over and I'll... And the final touch will be a sprinkle of granulated sugar that will bake right into the puff pastry. Okay. Okay, Tim, it's time to pop those in.
Awesome.
You've got it. Okay. Okay, and we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar onto these. Because you can't have enough sugar. Okay, those are ready to go in. And again, we're cooking these at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes. They look good.
Look at that.
So I'm just going to take some of this confectioner sugar and sprinkle it on top, make them pretty. Sometimes it just needs a little shake.
She used tap method.
Here. Good idea. Okay. Now, definitely want to let these cool because it's hot. The details, sugar and it's hot.
All right.
And we can grab the spatula and put them right on the plate. Aren't these adorable?
They look so good.
Yeah. A lot of different things with it.
Awesome. Thank you for showing me.
You're very welcome.
I'm Tim, and this is Linda, and thank you for coming to another episode of Learn to Cook with Linda. Hope to see you next time.